In an attempt to promote healthy eating and healthy environments, this week on The Ghanaian Farmer, we tell the story of 3 young men and a woman who are promoting indoor farming. Indoor farming is exactly what you see around me. It is one of the simplest technology that is done inside your building. I'm going for a quick breather. When I come back, the team lead and the CEO, Ernest, would be joining me to tell me when this story started, when the idea was birthed, what it takes to do what we see today, and how much it would cost you. Is this the future of agriculture? My name is Enyonam. Get interactive and share your views, your thought with us. It could be a question wherever you're watching us from. This is about to get interesting right after this break. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. But this is what we called inside building or farm building or indoor farming. I got it right. Thank you very much, Ernest Lamy.
Thank you so much.
Is that a right name?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for having us here. First of all, before we delve into your background and the team, what is indoor farming?
So vertical indoor farming is a fancy word, and it's actually mean bringing farming into indoor, bringing it into a closed space, being it that instead of you growing outside, which is with the normal soil and stuff, you bring everything in and then you grow them so that you won't have pest issues.
Right.
So that is what
basically. It doesn't require any huge tractors or huge.
Yeah, it does not. Indoor also helps you to also control the atmosphere for the type of plants that you are growing. It also helps you to shield from pests, as I said earlier. And then it also allows you to be able to control the humidity and temperature for any particular plants that you want to grow. When you pick a plant, for example, let's say lettuce in Ghana, it grows basically in our conditions that we have here. And you know we have a lot of sunny in Ghana. But when you pick, let's say, lettuce from outside the country, let's say in Europe, and then you bring it to here, you can't grow them here. And this is because of certain conditions that our country cannot generate for the type of plant that you want to grow here. So indoor allows you to be able to mimic any environment across the world in your grow space, so that the type of plants you are growing can grow and flourish.
Awesome. Now, I am told you guys have IT engineering background. What has engineering got to do with agriculture?
So as I said earlier, with the native plants in Ghana, you don't need any IT engineering stuff. Just plug it into the soil, then it works. But when you bring something from outside, which is something that's not native to here, then it becomes a challenge. Right? Because of the temperature within Ghana here, can't work for it. Because of the water temperature and other factors doesn't allow it to grow here, then you need to generate those conditions for that plant. And in order for you to be able to come out with that thing, then you need to then bring in engineering. One, to be able to create the atmosphere. So being it the humidity that I mentioned, and then the humidity and then the temperature, and then also being able to supply its all necessary things that it needs. Engineering have to come in. So for example, we have sensors here that is monitoring the temperature in this room. When it goes down, it knows that this type of particle that we have here have to grow between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. So between 18 to 20, you can peg between maybe 19 or let's say 20. Constant, it have to get the 19 degrees Celsius. But if it's not getting, then it will die. So engineering comes in to make sure that all these conditions are met right.
Apart from a block structure, what other structure can I introduce this concept or this technology?
So when you talk about indoor space, it's like you taking a pencil to draw a square on a book or a paper. Now the square becomes a closed space. Nothing can enter, nothing can come out. So any building that is closed very well can be used for indoor vertical farming. And then also you can also use container, shipping container. You know, now there are a lot of shipping containers lying around. You can get a shipping container, then you can set you up in, and then you can. So let's say 24-footer container can produce close to 6,000 heads of this lettuce. Type of lettuce in there. Different types of lettuce can be grown in there.
All right. Now let's talk about the setup, the various items that I need for the setup, because I can see some PVC pipes, I can see metals. I don't know what else is here. Run us through what else you put together.
Okay, so as you can see behind me, we have a structure, a tall structure. So this is a metallic tall structure that allows us to be able to grow in a three-dimensional space. You know, the more you go up, the more you can get a good yield. So we have a metal structure that was fabricated in-house in Ghana here, sourced locally. And then we also have the electrical cables that is also sourced locally. Most of the electrical components were sourced locally. Then we have certain sensors that we also bought from outside the country that we got them in. And the lights as you are seeing, these are formulated lights that we worked on, and we have a partner that also manufactured it for us, and we brought it in. And then we have the PVC pipes that enables us to make sure we are able to send accurate water and nutrients to the plant roots. That also was made in Ghana here. And apart from that, we also have a controller system that consists of electrical wires, electrical gadgets like electronic circuit boards. And this circuit board, what it does is it's also connected to sensors in this room. And as I said earlier, it's picking the temperature in here, monitoring the air to make sure that the air that is here is good for the plants. And then the temperature is also maintained equally. And from there, there are other circuitry that also connects to our AI system, collecting all this data, computing it. So in a given instance, if let's say the temperature in here drops, automatically the system knows that this plants need constant 19 degrees Celsius. Then it adjusts to itself and makes sure it gives 19 degrees Celsius. If the let's say the humidity within here is too much, it knows what it's supposed to do automatically. In terms of the plant's nutrients and water, it's also control everything.
That's When you put all these pieces together, how many days or weeks is it taking us to build this?
Oh, it can take within 2 months, and everything can be set up if all the components are available.
And averagely, how much am I looking at spending to put this together?
So averagely, let me take you through a small journey. We have actually spent $40,000 here. This is our MVP, and MVP consists of also trying to see if the theory that you have can actually manifest into practical. And we've done a whole lot, we failed a whole lot, and that have consumed
a lot of money.
And now we have this. So this is part of the $40,000 that we spent.
Now, when you go on the open field, after I prepare my land with tractor, and then I get my seed. If it's vegetable like this, you have to do nursery and do transplanting. But let's talk about what it takes to see these beautiful greens I see here. Do you guys also do nursery and transplant?
So we also do the same. So we source our seeds from our supplier. When the seeds comes in, we store them in a very good condition temperature that they advise us to do. And then from there, we nurse it in either a sponge, which you are seeing here.
When you say sponge, what is it? Where's the sponge?
This is a sponge. This is how it looks like. And we nurse the seeds in here. Then you can see the roots are coming out. So the seeds gets here, water gets in there. Then it starts opening up. When it opens up, it tries looking for water and then also nutrients. So it just comes out out of the sponge. And then from there.
So how long does it take for you to see it germinating?
So that depends on the type of variety of lettuce that we are growing.
What variety are you doing here?
We are doing Batavia and Lolorosa. So with the Batavia, it takes 4 days for it to sprout out after the seed has been transferred into a sponge or a substrate.
Okay.
So from there we water it with just a sprinkle of water.
Okay.
Then it starts growing.
Right.
And then after 4 days, the seed sprouts out, and then we start continuing giving them water for almost a week or 2 weeks. And then from there, then it will be introduced to a half nutrient water. Then it starts taking nutrients small. Then it will be introduced to the lights, the grow lights that we have here. Then it starts photosynthesis by itself. Okay. Then it starts growing. Okay. Then from the nursery stage, then I think within 3 weeks, then we transplant them into our NFC tray systems. Okay. Where am I supposed to do my nursery? Is it in the same structure? It's the same structure here. Okay. So we have a small system like this. Yeah. That we do our nursing in there. Okay. That also have the grow lights. The same setup. Yeah, but from the beginning, the plants grow in a darkness room. Okay. Then they sprout out. When they sprout out, then they start looking for light. So then we expose them to our grow lights. Okay. And then from there, it starts taking nutrients. Then when they grow to certain level between, as I said, 1 to 2 weeks to 3 weeks almost, then we transplant them to the next. So how many seeds just went in each? Okay. Now in the open field, after nursery transplanting is done, then comes the application of fertilizer, the pesticide, the whatever. Now in your system, after the 2 weeks when you introduce the light, what do you do? So when we introduce them to the NFC tray system, what we do is we have a fertigation tank that we have a lot of water in there. Okay. The AI system checks the pH and then the EC within the water. Yeah. Then after recording all these things, then it drops in natural nutrients for the plants into the water tank, mix it up. Okay. Then it runs the entire water throughout the entire system. Okay. Yeah, it runs it through. So you can see there are some black pipe tubes here that the water transfers the water into the NFC tray system. Yeah. Then the water flows beneath the sponge. Yeah. And you can see there are some the plant roots are coming out. So this plant root sits in the water and then it picks the water plus the nutrients and then it allows it to grow. Okay. So constantly the AI system is monitoring and then also checking the nutrients quantity within the water. And then if it sees that it is down, it adds some, then takes it through the entire system, then comes back, measure. So yeah, it goes in that routine. I heard you saying fertigation. It means you also use fertilizer? Yes, we use natural fertilizer. Okay. Then you also said when the AI system monitors the plant and realizes it goes down, it gives it more. So it's looking at the nutrients. Yes. The amount of nutrients in the water. Yeah. So it knows that every lettuce is supposed to pick, let's say, 1.1 EC. Okay. And then a pH of, let's say, 5.9. It makes sure that constantly is that. So if the pH drops, it means that nutrients within the system has dropped. Then it adds it so that it tops up to 5.9 exactly for the plants. Okay. I realize that you have air conditioning. In fact, not just one but two. You have an extra fan. Yeah. In the open field, God is giving us free air. That is. We have the sun exposure. How do you introduce all the system to your plants to make sure that the result is achieved? So plants, as you are seeing, needs air. Yes. It needs to breathe. It needs oxygen. Yeah. And since you are moving your production indoor, oxygen within indoor is few. Second, if you move your production indoor, let's take a climate in Ghana. Yeah. You know it's a hot weather. Very. Hot climate. And bringing production indoor and closing everything then generates a lot of warm weather. It becomes very hot here. Okay. So since we know that this Batavia plant grows between 19 or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, then we have to provide exact temperature for the plants, and that makes us to employ air conditioning. Okay. Okay. So the air condition provides a cold atmosphere. Yeah. And then the AI system regulates it. Okay. Right. So it makes sure that I'm listening to the temperature within this indoor room. Yeah. Is it 19 degrees Celsius. Yes, it is. Then I maintain everything. No, it is not. Increase the capacity of the air conditioning so that it cools the entire place. You understand? So that is why we have the air conditioning.
Okay. All right. So viewers, you're still watching The Ghanaian Farmer on Joy Prime Television. My name is Zanyina, and today I find myself in Farm Estate, the first company to introduce indoor farming or indoor vertical farming right here in Ghana. It's an amazing technology, and I'm so happy to be here today. Now we're going for a quick breather. When we come back, we'll talk about pests and whatever that needs to be talked about, because the whole idea is to promote healthy eating, healthy environment. And so let's see what they do when it comes to pests. Do they have one or they don't? I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. Just tune in. Remember to share your views, drop your questions. If you have any inquiries, drop it there, and NS will be attending to you one after the other. But today is enlightening you about this beautiful technology that has been introduced by a Ghanaian here in Ghana. And I'm sure that this is the future of vegetable cultivation right here in Ghana. I mentioned about pests because you said that it's not just you saying, but I have been to a lot of vegetable farms. I have seen a lot of urban farms in the city, and most of them do not have proper water or quality water.
Correct.
So they end up using some drains or some gutter around them, and it ends on our table, which is not healthy. So when it comes to your system or this technology, do you guys also have any issue with pests, or you are pest free?
We are 100% pest free.
Okay.
Because of the closed space that we have.
Okay.
The indoor space.
Right.
And you can witness yourself that there is no pest here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, beyond lettuce, I am a lover of carrots, cabbage, cucumber, spring onions, because my salad goes beyond just lettuce. What else can I grow in this system if I don't want to do lettuce?
Yeah, so this system can grow a lot of varieties of vegetables.
Okay.
Being its leafy greens and also fruity vegetables. The leafy green, you can grow different types of lettuce if you want. You can also grow different types of herbs.
Yeah.
You know, there are these herbs for spicing foods. And then you can also grow fruity vegetables like tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes, plum, cherry tomatoes, and you can also grow strawberry.
Okay.
So when it comes to the types of plants it can grow, it's numerous.
Okay.
Because of we can mimic any condition within our grow room, we can grow anything.
Anything. Okay. Now, when a farmer goes to the farm, I mean the open field guys, we either go for pruning, or we go for weeding or doing something else. When you guys dress this fine, look at guys, you should see what you are wearing. You are looking this fine, you call yourself farmers. If you come here, what are the regular activities you do?
Regular activities is really minimal.
Okay.
It's really minimal because we have automated most of the things and handled by
AI.
It's really minimal.
Okay.
We just come in to observe how things are going.
Right.
If something is not going right, then we have to fix it.
Okay.
So we do scouting with our eyes to go through to see perhaps maybe there might be a plant that is not getting efficient water or efficient something. The system has not picked that.
Yeah.
So we do scouting by ourselves to check the lettuces to see if there is any deficiency within any of the plants.
Okay.
As you can see, there's none.
Yes.
All of them are growing perfectly.
Okay.
But let's say when during the transplanting, during the transplanting section, at times they get shocked. Okay. Right? Because they are now being introduced to
the light.
Different environment. So during that shock period, the lettuces can get something called tip bend. Okay. Right. So we scout to check is there any tip bend. Okay. If there's a tip bend, then we check why a tip bend happened. Then from there we take it up and then we correct everything. Okay. If nothing assault has happened, then everything runs automatically by itself. Okay. So we arrive here like 8 in the morning. Is this 24-hour system, or when you are going home, you put everything off? So you can see some switches here, right? Yes. So this is an online. It's on online. Okay. It's an IoT system. Right. So the AI system is able to control it automatically by itself. It knows that it's supposed to expose light to the plant for 16 hours. Yeah. A normal plant that you see outside also is exposed to a certain hours. God have given it, the sun rises, then it ends. The same way we also do here. But we can actually run 24 hours.
Okay.
But we have seen that certain plants get stressed when they work for 24 hours. So for Batavia like this, we don't work them out for 24 hours.
Okay.
You can work them out for only 16 hours. So when the 16 hours is due, the whole place shuts down.
Okay. How many weeks old are we saying? This beautiful lettuce, how many weeks old are they?
I think they are in 4 weeks now.
Okay.
Getting to 6 weeks.
Okay, so how many days more left to harvest?
I think by the end of 30th of this month, which is July, we'll be harvesting and then it will be on the shelves of markets.
Okay, so I know you can go all year round, but in the whole year round, how many times can I grow? Because if I harvest this, I have to go through a whole cycle before I get another matured one. So tell me the cycle, the duration between the cycle.
So the duration we have from the planting, I think from the seedling section, we have 2 weeks between. Then from when the seedlings grows up, then we transplant them. It starts another journey, and that takes 6 weeks. Then it grows, and then it gets to the markets. So every 6 weeks, then you go to the market. But if you have a huge facility, then you can then stack them into, let's say, weekly production. And every week you are in the market.
Do you ever get to throw this water away and fill the tank with new water?
No, we have never, ever in our life thrown any water away.
Are you not over giving it fertilizer? Because if it's the same water.
No, please. So as I said earlier, this whole place is being monitored 24/7.
Right.
And the water that we have, water is very, very precious. It's a very precious commodity. And we know that when you look at fresh water on the entire planet, it's not that enough for our population and even the population that is coming next. So water has become a very crucial thing that you need to manage it very well. When we use the water, we have a closed system. The water goes, the plant picks all the nutrients and some of the water, and then leave the rest that is left with. It comes back to our reservoir. Then since the nutrients has been taken out, it's left with just water. Then the system check, let's say the acidity content in it. Then it knows that pH is up. Then it's introduced pH down into it so that it becomes neutralized. Then it adds the natural nutrients to it. Then it just goes through the entire system again. So in our system actually we use just 5% out of 100% water that we introduce to them.
What if ECG? Don't so.
do so.
What if Doomsaw visit your facility? What becomes or what do I do next?
So we've actually experienced Doomsaw here. Which is very, very brutal to us as a startup. And we've also invested into solar. And the part of the farm is run on solar, especially the air conditioning. Because of the temperature, it needs to be exact same temperature every day. So we invested into a solar air conditioning technology that even when the light is out, it still maintains itself to make sure the place is cool. But since the water that is running under the roots, we have certain we have it at a certain percentage. So let's say 1 centimeter water is in there. So the system, the root is still in the water and it's okay.
Do I need some special brains or expertise to be able to run or manage an indoor farm technology? Farming. Because you, these IT and technology people, who else is among you apart from your backbench?
So we also have horticulturalists. She have more knowledge about plants in terms of plant health, in terms of anything that the plants needs. She lets us know. Then we also find ways to meet. So we say that farm estates is where technology meets agriculture, right? So when she brings out, the plant needs ABCD, then we also bring the technology that makes sure that all these conditions are met.
Is your vegetable produce here affordable for the ordinary Ghanaian to be able to buy?
Yes, it is affordable for everybody. Really affordable.
So who do you supply?
We supply, currently we are at Melcom, and then we are also in Palace Mall.
Okay.
And very soon you also find us on Knock Knock, the Farmers Market, and also Duka as well.
How is the demand for what you produce here? Because we are used to buying in the markets.
Correct.
Okay, at a very affordable cost. So how are you ensuring that you're producing high quality vegetable, but very affordable?
Well, the demand is huge. We were really surprised with how the market embraces us. People know for a longer period of time, most of our vegetables contains a lot of pesticides. And vegetables are things that you just wash and then you add to your food. You don't cook them. And we know how our peasant farmers has been when it comes to applying pesticides and a whole lot of things that they are not actually doing well. They've seen how we grow.
Okay.
They've seen this is a clean farm. They can trace the product to where it was grown. They know that there are no pesticides in this product. So whenever it gets to the shelves, it just goes.
How does it feel being the young person, I mean a Ghanaian, typical Ghanaian, to introduce this in our system? How does it feel?
I feel, first of all, I'll say thank you to God Almighty.
Okay.
Because without God, nothing is possible. I feel very proud being able to contribute my knowledge and everything and my strength to this to happen. Because I know that we are also contributing to food security within the country, and very soon we can also replicate this across the continent of Africa so that Africa can feed itself.
Are you recouping that 40K USD? It's not CDs.
Yes, we are.
Have you started recouping it already?
Yes, we have started. Just last 2 months we've been in the market. And this badge will also be ready very soon. And it will also get to the market. So when it comes to the units of economics, we've worked out everything. And we know this is a viable thing to invest in there.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Are
you married yet?
Yes, please.
When you come to Farm Estate, they said where technology meets agriculture. And I told you in my interview with Ernest that it's a component. I mean, 3 men, 1 woman, it's a whole team put together making this happen. And the COO is Felix Lamy. He's here to also tell me briefly about the journey and how, you know, they've been faring all this while. Felix, thanks for joining me. Now, maintenance. I'll start off with maintenance. This whole system we see here, how long do I keep using it for before I need to change a few things?
Okay, so looking at the maintenance, it takes 5 years before you do the maintenance. With the lights, it takes 5 years. We have air condition here. The air condition, that one you can service it every 2 months or every 3 months after harvest to get the lifespan.
So after 5 years, then I have to do a few maintenance here and there. Do you people franchise? Do you build for others? Who might approach you for that?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of people who are interested in the technology. And you know, in Ghana here, we don't have something like franchising. So we are now trying our best to structure something that we can bring it out there for people to.
What is the end goal for you guys for what you have developed or created?
Okay, so the end goal, we are looking at making lettuce affordable for everybody. And also putting them in warehouses, let's say one factory. You know, in Ghana here, we have factories like, let's say, Blade Steak. Factories, they do a lot of production, right? So we are also trying our best to put this setup into big warehouses within the city. So from farm to table, it's like within a minute.
So what were you doing when your brother brought up this whole idea? What have you been together from the day one, or you were working elsewhere before?
No, we've been together from day one. Because at first we used to be electronic company, E2 Lab. And we diverted into Agri. And we changed the name to Farm Estate.
How did you come by the resources? Because he was mentioning 40,000 USD from the, you know, build and try and error and all that. How did you guys come by the money?
At first, we helped AI Scarecrow to build their drones.
So you build drones as well?
We used to build drones.
Okay.
Okay, I could say that we were the first people to build 30 kg drone.
The commercial drone?
Yeah, it was very big for best carry.
I see.
Yeah, so from there,
yes.
we were like, there are a lot of problems in the agri section.
Exactly.
And we need to take a section in. So later on, we were invited by IFA International.
Okay.
For a seminar. They exposed us to the whole agri value chain and the problems with it. So we were like, okay, then let's develop, since we are electronic people, tech people, let's develop a technology that can help the greenhouse farmers. So we started making market research about those things, and we went to Agri Club and we met their manager, and it was like, you guys are not farmers, although you guys can build the device. What shows that a farmer will be interested to buy your device since you guys are not farmers? Okay. We're like, okay, then let's use the technology ourselves.
Okay.
So from there, we put up the structure, we ran experiments. It took us almost like 2.5 years. And this is where we are now.
2.5 years of testing and building and putting things together.
Trying to get the right frequency, right spectrum lights for the plant. You know, the plants you are seeing here, the lights you are seeing here, they are good for leafy greens.
Okay.
And we have a different frequency for tomatoes.
Right.
We've done those experiments on bell pepper, cherry tomatoes, and beef steak.
Okay. Now, one thing I also realized, the light we have here is different. And the one we have here, which I'll let my viewers see, this is also different. Why don't you have a uniform light and you have different lights?
We are testing the colors of the lights.
Okay.
Here we have the white.
Yes.
The white helps the plant to grow bigger and taller.
Yes.
And at the top here, you can see 2 blue lights.
Okay.
The 2 blue lights help the plant. It makes the plant shorter and a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So in a way, it compacts the plant. But with the warm white here, the warm white helps in coloration and also makes the plant taller and bigger.
Taller and bigger?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So if I want my plant to be taller and bigger,
you can choose to use, it depends on the color. If the plant is green color, that one you can go for the normal white. Okay. But if you want it to be, let's say red lettuce or a different color something, you can use the warm white.
Okay.
And when you use the warm white on tomatoes, it makes the color more red, rich red, and makes the fiber thick.
Yeah. How do you debate or diffuse this? A lot of people say that this kind of system, you people use a lot of chemicals. Is it true or false?
No, we don't use a lot of chemicals. We are like the outdoor farming. We all use nutrients, right? Plants need nutrients. Yes. So we all use the normal NPK. Okay. But the outdoor farming rather use more harmful chemicals.
Right. Okay.
Because in here we don't have any pests.
Yeah.
But out there they have pests.
Yes. They have to control it and all that.
In here everything is being controlled.
Okay. The typical Ghanaian, you would have to take like forever to convince them to accept something new. How easy or difficult was it for you and the team to convince Ghanaians that, listen, this is healthy, this is wholesome, vegetable grow in bedroom? How was it? How easy or difficult was it for you to convince them to buy into this?
Okay, so we are in a place called Achaman.
Okay.
And they don't believe when they heard it.
Yeah.
And they were like, is it good to consume?
Yeah.
So we brought some of our local to have a view of it, feel how it tastes. And they were like, no, this one is even more sweeter than the one they do outside.
In the market.
Yeah, and it is more softer than the
open field one.
So they prefer this one because they've seen that the growing process is very hygienic.
All right.
And somehow, how would I put this? It's very hygienic.
Okay. Okay. How do your friends, your classmates, how do they feel when they realize that you people, IT engineers, you won't be building tractors, you are here pampering vegetable? What are the feedbacks?
Okay, so after school, lots of my colleagues were like, oh, they are going for attachments in ECG, Rico and stuff. They called me, Felix, why won't you go for an attachment? I said, no. I started something way back in school and I have to continue with it. So after school, we continue with it. And they saw the progress and they were like, oh, you guys are doing well.
Ah, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So viewers, that's the COO, Felix Lamy. And when you come to Farm Estates, we have strong men and a lady who is making this happen right here in Ghana. Now it's left with the last born. I'll talk to him and then we'll call it a day. I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. Right, so we're about wrapping it up all here in Farm Estates, and the last gentleman I'm speaking with is Philip Akwe. He is the Chief Technological Officer. I'm sure you're wondering, what has this got to do with growing vegetables? But you know what? When you walk in here, you see a lot of electrical wiring and AI and coding and things happening. Hey, farming is changing, and that's what Philip is responsible for. Philip, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for.
So you said you are into coding. Now, vegetable, you're coding, but yeah, then what do you do to help this whole thing become successful?
So one, we want to minimize the workload of human interference.
Okay.
Which is one.
Yes.
We want to make farming sexy.
Okay.
You don't want, if you can, want to be putting your hands,
yes,
going up, fetching water
yes,
and stuff. So
yes,
I'm the software, I'm the coding, I'm the AI behind all of this.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So first of all, what you do is you help to limit human interaction with the vegetables.
Correct. Because
I
they
see.
can bring in pests.
The pests.
Correct.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Now, when we came, I also realized that this whole thing, this board here, yeah, what does it do?
So this is the control panel.
Okay.
The control system that controls everything in this farm.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a dashboard too, which
yeah,
we monitors everything. So if anything happens, I'll see from the dashboard. Okay, this is the guy causing the trouble.
Right.
Let's fix it.
Okay. So with this system, does it mean I don't need a lot of people to work in my farm?
No. So here, just one person can be in a whole 10 tons farm.
Are
Just
you
one
sure?
person. Yes. Because the AI is taking care of everything.
Everything.
Yeah. And you can monitor on your phone,
okay,
your laptop,
right,
your tablet,
okay,
everywhere you go.
I see.
Yeah. So
okay,
and secondly, when there's an issue,
yeah,
you don't need to hesitate because the AI is already in there to help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, looking at this, it means if you build it for someone, how then does the person...
So if we build this for someone, yeah, it comes with the control panel where the person can monitor. We that we did it for him to read what we can monitor. So anything that we have. So we have a map tool in our dashboard.
Okay.
If we build this for you as Temale, we have you on a map. So any errors, anything that will pop up on our dashboard, then we just, if you send a tech person to go and fix it.
Okay. Yeah. Now finally, when I was coming, me and my cameraman, you say, hey madam, keep your warranty boot in your car. I mean, what are some of the protocols that I need to adhere when I am operating such a system? So, or when you are expecting visitors, what are some of the protocols?
So number one, so we have PPEs for everyone. So example, you have your hairnets.
Yes.
Even if you are coming inside, you need to
remove my footwear.
Your footwear because here is clean, sexy for everybody.
Hello.
To enter. Yeah, it is sexy for everybody.
The sexiness is very important.
We want you to feel at home.
Yeah.
You can even sleep here and do everything that you want. Yeah.
All right.
Farming is sexy. Farm estate, farming is sexy.
Farming is sexy. That's Philip Akwe, the CTO here. And he's in charge of the AI and everything that functions automatically without human beings interfering so much. And this is what we're talking about. This is the revolution we are looking at. This is the future of horticulture here in Ghana. And these people are all Ghanaians, proper Ghanaians with IT backgrounds. But look at what they are doing. It is possible. Finally, for those who are looking for you, either want to buy the vegetables or want you to build this system or want to visit the farm, how would we find you on social media?
So you can find us if you go to www.farmestates.farm. www.farmestate.farm. You get us on Facebook at Farm Estates Limited, on Twitter at Farm Estates Limited, LinkedIn at Farm Estates Limited.
All right, so guys, that's it. Everywhere on social media, you'll find Farm Estates. And of course, it's all about healthy eating, healthy environment, bad technology meeting agriculture, and of course, making agri very sexy. My name is Enyenam, and this has been an insightful conversation all about indoor vertical farming. I'm so glad I came here, and I'm sure you did. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for
having me. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, see you on the other side. Bye-bye.